I miss the old E3, the Electronics Expo that they have every year. I miss the glory years of E3, in my view, was the 90s and the early 2000s. Because it was such a mystery behind what it was and basically how it was presented to the public. Because there were some people that filmed the old E3s and they would post the videos on YouTube years later after the fact. But back in the day, if you wanted to find out about new games coming out, you'd see like articles in all these video game magazines, and it would have pictures and mysterious pictures of new game consoles coming out and new games coming out. And it would just have photographs, and the displays they would make would be so like creative, and they'd be like little sections that look like the different worlds of the different characters, that the new platformer characters that were coming out, and it was so exciting and mysterious. And that's why I love the old E3. Once the late 2000s happened, as soon as the fucking Wii came out, and the PS3, and the 360, right from there, it became a giant joke, and then every year, there'd be all these compilations on YouTube that would be posted of all the cringe moments, of hilarity, of all those E3 moments. And yes, it was fun for like a little while, but I didn't like that it lasted that long, and I didn't like that people kept tolerating it and kept going there and kept expecting it to be cringy every year. I thought the trend went on for too long, and it was very, very obnoxious. These like cringy guys in suits walking up, saying horrible jokes. Everybody like silent, and it's so awkward and weird. It should have been done so much better, and not cringy as hell, and just how cool it was in the past. The way they did it, the way they handled it, was so much cooler and so much better. And the mysteries behind the new game consoles coming out. You'd hear like little details in like the magazines. And in the schoolyard, you talk to your friends about it. You're like, oh, it says it's going to have this, it's going to have that. And all you had was like pictures in a magazine. And you had your imagination to think of what it could be and what their plans are for the next systems. But now you just see a YouTube video and like practically everything's explained and every detail's explained. It's just so anticlimactic. There's no buildup of mystery anymore. And the displays are bland these days. They don't go super elaborate with the displays they have at E3 like they used to in the 90s. Like I said, there'd be different sections and they have like bright lights and they show the logo of the game. It made it seem like so amazing. And when they first started out in like 95, 96, it was basically just, a bunch of rich guys going there, a bunch of old guys in suits walking around, interacting with each other, talking about, how Sega's going to have the next big thing and they're going to crush Nintendo, and the PlayStation 1 was coming out, and it was different. It kind of felt like the government, like growing up, like even though it wasn't, they're just game companies, but it kind of seemed like secretive, and really I liked that. It was kind of like the magazines were almost like the espionage, like they got the secret scoop of what was going on at E3 that year, and the only way to find out was through the magazines, and maybe you'd get like a PlayStation Underground disc, put that shit in there, and maybe it's got a couple of demos of the new games coming out. Maybe there's like a little video, like a little 3-minute video of what was E3 that year. Just stuff like that. Not the way it is, not what it became when the 2010s like destroyed E3, the magic of E3. And stop with the cringy jokes. Enough with all that shit. And lower the damn prices of the game consoles. That used to be a big thing back in the 90s, where the companies were so fierce that they would purposefully chop the prices down of their consoles so that they can sell more than the competitors. But now, it seems like the complete opposite. Now, if you make your console more expensive, it means that it's better than the other consoles for some reason. It's not. People are stupid. People think, well, that means it's better technology. No, they're just trying to make more fucking money off of you guys. Back in the 90s, they had the Sega Saturn versus the PS1, and the guy goes up to the podium, and the guy comes up there and he announces the price for the PS1, and he just says,
$299.
and the audience goes bananas. Like, that was amazing, and that's what everyone wanted. That was cool. I remember there was a time where, like, the N64, the PS1, stuff like that, they cost $100 to buy. They don't fucking do that anymore. Like, compare that to, like, fucking 2005's debacle, where they first announced the PS3, and it was such a big deal, and the guy goes up there, and someone asks him the question, how much does it cost? The dreaded question. And the guy in the business suit, he's like,
it requires huge financial investment, $599 US, but we must take risks to reap the rewards.
$599 US, and you could hear like this tiny gasp from the crowd. Like, Jesus, man, really? $599 US. Mother of God, are you kidding me? No, that's not cool. You're not like, oh yeah, well, only the cool people that are gonna put up the money can get our system. Yeah, fuck everyone else. Yeah, you want to be a real gamer, or do you want to be like a fake gamer, bro? Fuck that. Fuck that. Consoles should not be costing that much fucking money. It was ridiculous. And eventually they did lower the price of the PS3 later on, of course. It's never after that. It's never after the embarrassment of the announcement. Oh, of course not. No. It's gotta be later. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, I miss the 90s and the early 2000s era of E3, and this is my little video about that. Let me know what you guys think, please. I barely get any comments. Please let me know what you guys think. Am I alone? Maybe I am, but I had to make this video because it's how I feel. My name is SuperPat98. Thank you for watching.